So we are here today with Ted, and Ted's going to tell us about his life and growing up around here. So can you tell us, where were you born, Ted?
I was born in Strong, Maine.
In Strong?
Yeah.
Yeah. And were you born in a hospital or were you born at home?
At home.
At home?
Yeah.
And did your mother or anybody tell you about that?
Yeah, my mother.
Yeah, did she tell you about that experience, what that was like for her?
No, not really.
No.
Only that I was born before the doctor got there.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother Nutting was there. Yeah.
And did she help?
I presume so.
Yeah. Were all the kids born at home?
Yeah.
What's your earliest memories, if you go way back in your mind? What are some of the earliest things you remember?
I don't know.
When you were a little kid?
That was so long ago that I'd remember.
It
Why don't you
was.
talk about Christmas, Dad, and your
Huh?
tank? Why don't you talk about your little tank you got for Christmas that year? Your toy tank?
Oh, I can't remember what year that was though. Well, it was a little army kit tank. Go around and shoot sparks out of the gun barrel. Yeah, I still got it.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
room.
Did you have presents usually at Christmas? Did you celebrate
Oh, yeah.
Christmas?
Oh yeah.
So you grew up where? In industry?
No, I grew up in Anson Valley.
In Anson Valley.
But when did your parents move here? Because Harold went to school here.
Yeah. Well, that kind of is 47 or 48.
You moved to industry. Okay, so what year were you born?
1931.
1931, okay. 31, 41. Okay, so you were like 12 or something when you moved over here? Something like that?
Older than that.
So you didn't go to school here at all, right?
No.
What was your house like in Anson Valley?
An old farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Old one. Didn't have no insulation or nothing. Didn't
No?
have electricity.
No? Did it have indoor plumbing?
No.
No,
You went to the outhouse.
you did. In the middle of the winter?
In the middle of the window.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a brave soul. Did your mother cook on a stove like this stove?
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
So you didn't have, did you say you didn't have electricity?
Didn't have electricity. No.
Wow. So what did you use for lights?
Kerosene lamp.
Kerosene lamps, okay. Wow. And how many kids was it growing up?
Geez.
We had them
It was
listed.
Mary, me, and Harold.
Yeah.
And
There was one in between
Eva
that
and
died.
Buster. We called him Buster. He was Clarence Nutting Jr.
Okay.
And then Grammy had one that died.
She had 3 that died.
Right.
The one between me and Harold had sugar diabetes, and back then, I don't know. Today, he would have lived. But back then, things were different.
We're different, yeah.
And how old was he, Dad?
Huh?
How old was he? 2 or 3?
I think he was 5 when he died.
And then she had twins.
He had twin,
And they died as newborns?
well, soon after.
Soon after.
There was one other one that I never, it was born dead. Buried right on the farm up there.
Ah.
Just-
Is the farm still there?
No, it ain't there now.
It's not there
It's all
anymore?
rolled up.
Wow.
I haven't been there for, I don't know, 20 years probably.
Well, we drove there a couple summers ago and you showed me where it,
Was it that way?
yeah.
Where it was?
Yeah.
You ain't even a road there no more that you can,
Right.
just not a road that's kept up or nothing.
No. Tell me about school back then. What was your school like?
Well, it was a one-room schoolhouse. It was 8th grade, all taught in the same building.
One teacher?
One teacher.
Did it have electricity?
No, it didn't have electricity.
Did it have a stove? It must have had a stove, right?
It had a what they call them, a box stove. It was an iron stove, but it was probably 5 or 6 feet long.
And an outhouse?
Yeah. Outhouse. Yeah.
And what was your teacher like? Was it a man? Was it a woman?
Woman.
You remember her name?
One was Bessie Newell.
Bessie Newell?
Yeah. That's when I went on New Portland Hill to school for a part of a year or something. I can't remember.
In New Portland?
Yeah.
So it was close?
Yeah, it was a mile to school in Anson and a mile to school in New Portland.
Oh, so
I can't remember just why I went up there.
how did you get there?
Shanks Mare.
You went with the mail truck?
No, with your feet.
Oh, with your feet?
You walked.
What did you call that?
Shanks Mare.
Shanks mare? That means your feet. Okay. New expression to me. Okay, and in the winter, did you walk that mile too?
Oh, yeah.
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 Wow. That must have been pretty rough at times.
Oh, you didn't notice it.
Didn't notice.
No.
Remember what kinds of things you learned in school? Like basic things?
Yeah, arithmetic.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 main ones.
Did you have a recess? Did you get to
yeah.
go out to, what
Yeah.
kind of games did you play out on the schoolyard?
Oh, tag and hide and seek.
You'd run around and chase each
Yeah.
other?
Yeah, you'd run around and catch somebody, and when you did, well, then they had run around and catch somebody else.
Catch somebody else.
I don't know.
And how long did you go to school? How many years?
I started the 4th year twice, and then I quit.
You quit. What caused you to quit?
Caused me to quit
Yeah.
because it was 2 miles to where the bus stop was, and I can't remember just what year it was, but it come on. We got Thanksgiving morning, 3 feet of snow on the ground, and he didn't plow the road. And I went one day and stood there until my feet froze one day before I went home. Father said that's the end of that, so bus didn't come.
So no more school
No more school.
after fourth grade, you said?
I didn't go through all the 4th grade.
From the beginning of 4th grade. So you were around 10?
Yeah,
10 years old.
yeah.
Were you relieved? Were you ready to leave school, or did you want to keep going?
I was all willing to just go to work in the woods.
Yeah. So tell me about what you used to do then for work.
Well, you cut the wood with a cross-cut saw. You know what a cross-cut saw is?
One person on each end.
Yeah, one piece person on each end. It's about so thick,
Yeah.
deep, and teeth on it. You just sit there and like this all day long.
Wow. And did you do that year-round in the winter too?
The only time you didn't do that was in the spring.
When it was too muddy?
Yeah.
And how did you get the logs out of the woods?
The horse.
With a horse?
Yeah.
Wow.
Horse in the wintertime with what they call a drag dray. It was a sled, and you played across on the sled, and then it had another one here with 2 logs back. You piled the wood on.
And dragged it out.
Yeah.
Where did you sell your wood?
Sold it, piled it right outside the road, and they come and trucked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, when they could truck it. I remember seeing a quarter mile of wood 4 feet high piled along. Well,
And-
you know, put out there in the winter when there wasn't when they didn't have any road to go on. When it dried up in the spring, they'd come and haul it.
Wow. So you might not have had any money coming in for a few months.
Well, that's another funny deal too. Clayton Upton. See, he was up New Portland. He bought the wood, and he would. You get out, he'd come and see how much you had, and then he'd allow so much. You know, he'd let you have so much money on that wood.
Oh, good. So you didn't have to go like 4
No,
months without. What kind of meals did your mother cook for you? Did she,
mostly had meat and potatoes.
and did you grow the potatoes? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
did you actually have a farm?
Oh yeah.
So what did you have on the farm?
Well, I had cows. Well, I had one time I don't know, about 30 head of sheep.
Wow,
That was a job in the spring to shear them.
I bet.
Yeah,
And did you sell the wool?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you eat the sheep? The lambs?
Sometimes the male lambs didn't eat any ewes. They kept them.
Did your mother or anybody in the family weave?
My mother had what the heck, what do they call that? It was knitting wheel. It was
Spinning-
big
a spinning wheel?
Yeah, yeah. He had a big spinning wheel.
Would she make you sweaters and mittens and
Oh
hats?
yeah, spiders, mittens, and well, when I was 8 years old, I could knit the tube but I couldn't.
Of the stock.
Ever did learn to turn the
turn
heel.
it, turn it, yeah.
I knit I don't know what you call it, the leg part, and then my mother would finish it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you helped her out.
Yeah. Well, it was, you didn't have no TV to watch then, That takes up people's time too much today, too much watching TV.
Yeah. Too much phones.
Yeah, them things.
Yeah.
But I guess they're good in a way.
Well, you can learn things.
Well, I don't have nothing to do with them.
No.
But the boy will be up there in the woods, he'll be hunting, and he'd look up something on there, and you look up and settle the daylight hours, so you know you're hunting right.
Yeah, and you got a signal up in the woods
Oh well,
sometimes.
yeah. Sometimes you got to get up on a hill or something. Sometimes you can't get any at all. But
What else did you have on your farm for animals? You said sheep.
yeah,
Did you say cows?
yeah. Cows.
Milking cows?
Yeah, I always had a milking cow.
Did you milk? Did you get
I
up in
didn't
the
milk
morning?
on the farm. I did after I come down here. I was milked. As long as I had children, I had a cow.
You did for
Yeah.
your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Milked
you
the cow.
had you must have had chickens.
Oh yeah,
And a pet raccoon.
You had a pet raccoon?
yeah.
Oh, tell me about your pet raccoon.
I got a picture somewhere around here of him. Because my grandparents lived in Strong. We used to go to Strong in a 28 Chevrolet. Well, about a ton truck, I guess it was. It was single wheels, but bigger than a pickup. And we was going along up out of Anson Valley there, and it cool on the side of the road. So we run out and chased him and caught him and took him home.
Really?
Yeah, and had him for a long time.
Oh, so you couldn't really pet him.
Oh yeah, he was all friendly.
He
He was
was?
just like a cat. Yeah,
Do you remember his name?
Peter, I think we called him.
Peter the porcupine?
No, Peter the coon.
I mean the raccoon. I was thinking about
Yeah.
porcupine.
But you know
Raccoon.
something, the coon is one of the cleanest things you can ever see.
Really?
his food, he always took it in the water and washed it with his hands, and he'd wash his hands in the water. I told you wouldn't call them hands, or foot paws, you know. Yeah, it was really. Everybody ought to have one. See what it does.
Peter the raccoon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So tell me a little bit more about your family. Did you consider yourself to be poor, middle class, wealthy? How was that?
Didn't even think about it.
You didn't. It didn't cross your mind.
No,
So you had enough to eat,
that's right. As long as you have enough to eat, you're all right.
and you had clothes,
Yeah,
and you had a house,
yeah.
and you had a car. Did you have a car
Pickup, a truck.
when you were growing up?
Yeah.
A pickup.
Yeah, I had that a lot.
Yeah.
Had that truck when I moved here.
Oh, the same truck.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Now, did you have any specific chores? I know you said that you went out and
Oh yeah.
took
Cleaned
care.
up.
You sheared the sheep.
Yeah.
Shore the sheep. What did you have for chores?
Oh, clean out the barn.
Clean out the barn.
Yeah, manure out of the barn.
What did you do with it?
You throw it down the pile until the spring you put it on the garden.
Put it on the garden. Okay. Any other chores? Did you have to bring wood in?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't just bring it in, cut it up and bring it, spread it and bring it in.
How did your mother do the wash?
The wash tub.
So not a wringer?
Yeah, she had last of it. She had a ringer, but oh, the ringer was up on a rigging here, and on both sides had a place set a tub over here. So she washed over here in the soapy water, and over there was clean water, and she ran it through the ringer into rinsed them, and then run them back.
And then run them,
Run them through again. Yeah,
and then hung them outside,
yeah, and hung them outside.
but not in the middle of winter. Or did she hang them
Yeah,
outside?
outside the year round.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they froze sometimes.
Yeah, but they dry just same.
They would.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny how it's cold weather will dry things.
Yeah. Now, what did you do for fun?
Fun?
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah.
What did you do for fun? What did you do in the winter time for fun?
Go sliding.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time.
Did you
We
make your sled?
got one out in the barn now.
I might need to take a walk out in the barn before we
A runner
Yeah.
sled.
Run a sled, a steel sled
with the runners on it.
from about a half a mile down to Brook, my house, and up to the Four Corners. It was about a half a mile, so we'd slide down the hill to the brook, and slide down the other. And a lot of times, I don't know, now we don't seem to have it, but back then, we used to have a lot of crust on the snow. Especially the spring of the year, you get out and slide for miles.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
What'd you do for fun in the summertime?
as I say, if I had spare time, cutting wood or something, I'd go mining bees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, had a little box. I don't know what become of that box either. But had a little box and my grandfather made for me, and had a rigging so you could slide the rigging in on the halfway up. You put the comb on the bottom, and you put this slide in, and then you take the top off and you run around and find a bee on a blossom or something, you catch him in there. Then you set him up on a post and you pull that out so he get down in the sugar and water. He'd load up and go, and then he'd come right back.
Wow.
And you start off, I've gone a mile and a half, find them.
And what did you call it? Mining?
Lining.
lining bees.
Yeah.
Lining bees. And you got the honey.
Yeah, you had to take the tree down.
Yeah.
Cut the tree down. Cut it open.
Did you eat the honeycomb?
Yeah.
You get the honey. Did you use, some people used to use honey for medicinal reasons. Did you ever use that?
No, not I know of.
Like when you had a cold, did your mother give you honey
Don't remember it.
and tea? Or put it on, they used to put it on wounds, antibacterial on wounds.
When did that bear come around the sheep, Dad?
Well, they woke up one morning and just at daylight, and the bear was after sheep. And he opened up the back of the window because he always kept 30 rifle. It was a rifle, it ain't a carbine. It was a rifle, a long barrel held 10 shots. Opened up the window and shot him right out the window.
Wow. Did you eat it?
No.
You didn't? No. But people do eat bears.
Yeah, but to eat a bear, you want a cub.
Oh.
You don't want one that's wintered over.
Too tough?
Stink.
Oh, they stink. Oh,
My
okay.
mother put some on the stove and cooked it, and you couldn't stay in the house.
Really?
Yeah, stunk so. That was the end of that.
Now, what about when you were a little boy? If you got sick, what would happen? Was there a doctor around Anson?
Yeah, it was a doctor, I guess. Usually, if you had a cold or something, got a croup or something, they put the onions to you.
Onions.
Yeah, she'd make a poultice, put on your chest. I don't know what that- Yeah.
Then that would break
yeah,
up the
break
phlegm.
up, yeah.
Ah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, there were a lot of things that people used then for medicine.
I know it, yeah.
If you got an earache, did they put anything in your ear?
I don't remember it.
So, what were some of the other stories that we had brought up when I
Well,
was
we
here
talked
last?
about his uncle who lived on the coast. He was a wealthy man who lived down there, and they would go and stay and dig clams and can right there on the beach. But Dad could tell you.
Can you tell me about that when you would go down to the coast?
Well, he owned a chunk of land on Oak Point. You're on just for you. You want the island down there, on a mountain desert island.
Okay.
And we used to go down there and tent, set up a tent, dig clams. And sometimes he'd take us out, catch mackerel. That was fun, catching mackerel.
It was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had to
In a,
put a line out and 2 or 3 hooks on it, and sometimes you get 2 or 3 mackerel.
from shore or from a boat?
No, a boat.
From a boat.
Yeah,
Okay.
you had to get out and away from shore.
Ah. Did you sell the clams? Just for you to eat?
Yeah, Mother canned them. Had clams all year.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me, how'd you meet your wife?
Which wife?
How many do you have? 5. No.
No, just 2.
Just 2. How'd you meet your first wife?
Well, that was back in '53. I got out of service in the fall, September 23rd. I come home and went to work in the woods. In the spring, of course you can't work in the woods in the springtime, you can't get the wood out, didn't they? So I went up to Watson's Mill, see if we get a job. And he said, you come up Monday, if somebody don't show up, you got a job. So I went up Monday, and I got a job, 21 years.
You stayed there for 21 years.
21 years. And that's how I met her, because there was a guy just above us there, and his wife's daughter lived there with them. And I met her there. That's how come I met her. She had a, I don't know, he was 6 months old, but a big boy. That's how I met her.
What was her name?
Ines
Inez
Crosman.
Crosman.
Yeah.
Ah. So did you marry out of love? Were you in love?
Well, I thought so.
Yeah. And you had children together with
Yeah.
her?
Yeah, I had my 3 children.
You had the 3 with her.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you adopt her boy?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Robert.
Is he still?
No,
No. Okay. Yeah. And does she stay home?
yeah,
She was a homemaker.
supposed to be.
Okay. All right. And then the second wife. How did you meet the second wife? I think you told me a story about the second wife.
Second wife, yeah, it was haying over there on the flat. And my brother and I was haying there together. And they was friendly with my second wife, because she come out there and sent Lisa, she was, I don't know,
8.
what, 6,
8.
8? Anyway, sent her over a glass of cold water for me. That's how I met her.
Okay. So you said thank you for the water, and
Yeah.
then would you bring the glass back?
No, she took it back.
Then how'd you meet her mother?
Well, I can't remember now.
You must have gone up to the house.
You went
Yeah,
to
I
dinner, right?
Well, she invited me to dinner, and that was it, I guess.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So I know that sometimes, especially in those days, you would want to get married pretty quickly again if you could, just for survival. I mean, were you did you wanted to get married so you'd have help, right? With
Well, she needed help too.
exactly, you helped each other
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
How long, Dad, before when you met till you got married?
Gee, how many days?
2
Days.
weeks? 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what she says. Probably was.
And did you propose or did she?
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
I guess women didn't propose in those days, no. And she said, okay.
Yeah.
And that was that.
Yeah.
She moved in with you or did you move in with her?
She moved in with me.
Here.
In this house?
Yeah.
When did you come to this house originally?
59.
59, okay.
Fall of 59.
Okay. So how many years did you have together?
40 years.
40 years together.
You've done a lot of work for the town. You worked and helped out with the town during that storm, remember? And the grader got stuck or something up by Wings.
Oh, yeah.
Did you work for the town?
Yeah.
Did you say road commissioner?
Road snowplow.
Oh.
Well, there's a guy, young fellow lived down here. And the town had a snowplow. And they also had a grader. And he was supposed to keep the road from Starks to Farmington, from Starks to Allen's Mills there, the town office. That's where they turned. He's supposed to keep that open. Well, we was up there by, where Wings is, up here, Wings Farm. We're up through there. The only way you get through there is throw the wings right in and just lay right to it. Get up through there, because it was just a gut up through there. We plowed that so much, and it kept snowing and snowing, and wind was blowing, and we went over through. Let's see, who was with me? Maybe probably Curtis Moody, because he went with me a lot. anyway, we went over through and went down to Goodrich Corner and went over through, turned around over to the town office, come back, and that grade had come and turned this way, and he come down in there where that snow was, and he couldn't get through. We come down and the wind blowing, all of a sudden that grader sitting on you. You couldn't back up.
Oh, jeez. So what did you do?
What did we do? Get out and walked home.
Wow.
Yeah.
When they used to take those big rolling machines and plow, did they have those when you were little? Before they had regular plows, they had rolling things?
Well, they called it a roller.
Roller.
Yeah, roller. Just like a, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, you know, that's what, I remember father driving on a road that would roll down.
Really?
Yeah, his truck. Yeah. Yeah. Went to town once and when it was froze so hard, you could drive right on it.
Wow.
He was probably up there 2 or 3 feet in the air, but he was driving it on snow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. 4-horse team, hauling that big roller, pack it down.
Yeah. Now, what do you know about your family, like your grandfather? Do you know anything about your grandfather on your father's side? The Nutting side?
Well, he was a, what you call it? He had a long lumber mill, a portable lumber mill. Not portable like they have today. You know, today you hitch it back and you pick up and down the road with it. Back then it was a full-sized mill, and it took it in on a job and cut the wood and saw it up right there. Hauled the sawed lumber out. That's all it hauled out.
Wow. And on the other side, on your mother's side?
Yeah, well, he was a, I never knew him didn't have a pair of oxen. He'd go up country in the woods and yard wood in the wintertime. That's where he met my grandmother.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they had a lumber camp, and she cooked in lumber camp. Yeah, that's how we met her.
And that's how they met.
Yeah.
Wow. So, back in like the 40s, what was industry like then? Were there stores? Was there a school? Because we don't have anything now.
Yeah, there was a school.
Was it the Red Schoolhouse?
No, the schoolhouse up, you over here at the corner, you go up the Rand Road.
Okay.
It's up there, be the 3rd building, right?
I think so.
Is that where your kids went to school?
No,
That was before.
Harold went there.
Harold went there.
yeah, Harold.
And was that a one-room school?
Yeah.
They were all one-room schools.
Yeah.
That house
Yeah.
is still there. It's that little gray house on the right. It's very neat looking.
And someone lives there?
Mhm.
Oh. So were there any stores in industry?
Yeah, it was a store right over here.
Oh, down by the lake there was a store,
right
right?
over here.
Right over here?
Yeah.
What
right
was
with
that
the,
called?
Right with the bridge.
All
If you go
right.
down, head down the Shaw Hill right there with the bridge. Yeah. With the,
Okay. And was there a gas station?
yeah, she had a gas station now.
So a store and a gas station.
Yeah.
Any other businesses? Was there a restaurant or a coffee shop?
A library.
Yeah,
It was a library.
Yeah, it was a library just up in the corner, going up the Rand Road there. They moved that down here.
The building's still down there.
Oh. When did all these places stop? I mean, we have nothing now. When did they all go away? I mean, what happened to this town?
Well, I don't know.
Was it because
this was a going town at one time.
Was it because the mills closed? The wood mills closed?
Automobile, probably.
What?
The automobile, probably.
Okay. So people were
Yeah.
more mobile, went places. Did you ever travel much in your lifetime? Did you go places? Tell me about when you were in the service. What branch of the service were you in?
Army.
Army. Where'd you go?
I left here and I went to Camp Atterbury, Indiana.
Oh.
Took my basic there. And then I went from there to Fort Carson, Colorado.
So there wasn't, I don't know the exact date, but there wasn't a war happening when you were
When I went in, the
enlisted.
Korean War,
Okay.
yeah, that's why I got, because I'd gone before, a year or two before that, and didn't pass.
The physical?
Yeah, because they didn't need people. And then when that Korean War, then I passed all good.
Oh, all of a sudden you were fine. Huh?
He was drafted.
Yeah.
You were drafted. But you didn't go in the war, right?
No.
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 No. So you stayed in the United States.
Yeah.
And then you
'cause-
came back, you got married after the service?
But how did you get home from the service?
Well, let's go back to being in Fort Carson. I went on maneuvers, they called them maneuvers. We hiked 20 miles back up in the mountains, and right in the shirt sleeves. Get up in the mountain, and it started snowing.
Oh.
They come up and trucked us all back to camp.
In a
And
truck?
I was sick that day. We went up in the mountains, and then I come back. And I laid in bed for I don't know, in the barracks there for 2 or 3 days, and then the lieutenant came in, sent me to the hospital. That's when I had my leg operated on. I don't know what I don't know. They don't know what ailed me. My leg, this leg here, bulged right out like that.
Wow.
And they cut there, and they cut something they couldn't, because that's supposed to bend that leg.
Oh,
So that was the end of my.
they sent you home?
No,
No.
oh no,
Oh.
no. I come home on a leave, went back to Fort Riley, Kansas. They had a school there for see my mind for lieutenants and then like that.
Officers?
Officers' school there. So I was there, and what I done is about do dishes and serve food and out the rest of my time. That's what I done there.
Uh-huh.
Now let me ask you if you had any advice to give to the younger generation, looking back, what advice would you give?
Just be honest.
Okay. That's the most important thing in life,
Yeah.
is to be honest?
I think so.